my Davos expectations, what am I going to take away? Well, my expectations are always high. I've been coming to the World Economic Forum annual meeting since the 1990s. And I think that the WEF is right, positioning the change that's underway as a fourth industrial revolution. And at the heart of that are these two technologies, blockchain and AI. And I wrote the best-selling book about blockchain called Blockchain Revolution with my son. And I'm loving all the interaction and collaboration and new thinking around this, because these are not completely separate technologies. It's kind of like love and marriage. You can't have one without the other. And insofar as AI is going to play in our economy, it needs a transactional platform. And it won't be centralized. There'll be a bunch of autonomous agents moving around on a blockchain.
TCS Bank's open banking platform called Banking 4.0 is a huge API ecosystem hosted on a cloud that has ready-to-use connectivity to blockchain-based applications and networks using TCS Quartz Blockchain. Basically, a huge banking platform has a system called Quartz that allows banks to use and build blockchain systems. This diagram shows the blockchain systems that Quartz utilizes. Companies can build and develop blockchain ecosystems using Quartz. A company can use Ripple through the Quartz system and develop their own ecosystem. A company can seamlessly connect to Ripple through Quartz. This is important because banks don't have to be a Ripple partner to use Ripple. Collaborative models are therefore likely to play a significant role in the world of blockchain technology, which means that interoperability of blockchains will be a critical requirement for organizations across the globe. Notice Ripple, notice Swift, notice Hyperledger. TCS Bank's network created by TCS to leverage blockchain as a part of the TCS Business 4.0. This means Quartz is part of the TCS Business 4.0 package. Kuwait and Morocco use this technology for real-time cross-border settlement with cash coins. reduce risk costs, and has potential to create enhanced liquidity in the markets in the Middle East and Africa. TCS Banks processes more than 1 billion accounts. Quartz utilizes Microsoft Azure. PayPlus also utilizes Azure, so does R3. This is a global banking platform. In this Citibank PDF, it says that major core system transformations can only be done through a pool of vendors. Oracle FlexCube, TCS Banks, Finacle, Infosys, Finastra, SAP, and Temenos are the choices. TCS Banks has 450 customers. Morocco and Kuwait matched and settled securities instantaneously on Quartz. TMX, the Canadian Stock Exchange, uses TCS Banks for their proof of concept. For their credit default swap, the huge bank DBS now runs on the latest version of TCS Banks on a future-proof open-source IT architecture managed in-house. The implementation covers 4 solution areas: settlement, processing, corporate actions, reconciliation, and reporting. The first go-live was in Singapore in November 2016. DBS completed the 5th and final go-live in India in August 2017. 5 markets in the span of 9 months. TCS Bank's software is used by the Central Bank of India, the Central Bank of Australia. TCS Bank's scheduled completion in 2019. TCS Banks will replace all legacy systems hosted by the Central Bank of Australia. A central bank creates a payment ecosystem within a country. Governments build on blockchain ledgers. This article is the Morocco Stock Exchange that I discussed earlier. Establishing a record-keeping repository so that regulators can unwind positions more easily in the event of another Lehman-like collapse is a key part of the G20 agenda. Univista is working with Morocco, and it is also working with Six Group. Six Group, as you know, works with R3. In Africa, the Central Securities Depository of Nigeria and South Africa-based Standard Bank, a leading custodian, have successfully completed a pilot using Quartz Blockchain technology from TCS and Intel for cross-border corporate action information exchange, potentially seeding an innovation pan-African financial ecosystem for cross-border information exchanged in transaction and settlement. Ali Brokerage. China Trust Commercial Bank. Harbin Bank. NBB Bank. Israel's Financial Ministry.
Well, when it comes to the financial services industry, the biggest impact that blockchain is having is in terms of the ecosystems. The way in which it can bring together, create ecosystems, and through that deliver exponential value. So if you were to connect 2 pillars of Business 4.0 that have a direct context when you're talking about blockchain, it is about enabling ecosystems and delivering exponential value.
This KPMG slide shows the platform of the future.